Welcome back, and yes, welcome along to the AOR F2 PS4 League race here from Silverstone. It's round 10 of the championship being rerun, so ideally it is the 16th race of this season, and so far with half the session here in qualifying gone, it is Gemzo, the Dutch driver, on top at the moment with a 1 minute 27.181. He leads Curly Warley by just over half a tenth. Then it's the Eagle Killer in third, Iceman 46 AOR in fourth. Then it's the Eagle in fifth, Sam sixth, and RC Googs in seventh. I'll take my time to understand some of these pronunciations. Cherry Tupai in eighth. Then it's Elite Game Boy ninth, and Brown in 10th, TG 11th, then Theo 12th, Ori Kink 13th, Pitmat 14th, Dan the Snake 15th, and the rest have yet to set a time. And Guy the Guy, of course, he does have a qualifying ban for this race. But let's have a little look at Gemzo then. He's currently the quickest man out there on the track at the moment with that 127.1 on those super soft tyres. Is he on a quick lap at the moment as he heads through Stoll Corner? And I think he's back well out of the lap and he's coming into the pits. So we join back with the field, pretty much all heading into the pits or in the pits in a little of the action. So let's give a look at Brown, 9191, as he heads down towards one of the high speed areas of the track, Cops Corner, the old turn one, absolutely flat through here in that Toro Rosso, pushing to the limits, and now down towards some of the most famous corners in Formula 1, left then right through Maggots and Beckett's. And look at this, Brown really wringing the neck out of that Toro Rosso as he now heads down the Hanger Straight through Chapel and onto that Hanger Straight, where you will see an awful lot of overtaking in the race tomorrow, which I am hearing could be a wet one. A lot of rain forecast here at Silverstone, and the British summer once again delivering as Brown in fact comes into the pit. So no lap time set by him on this occasion. Ori Kink, the Dutch driver, another one of a few Dutch drivers in here, is heading into the pits as well, and there's no time from him. So what about the Polish driver, Davidos, heading through Maggots and Beckett's in the Red Bull. The Red Bull, of course, a really good chassis. The car should be really quick through this section of racetrack. And Davidos heading down that back straight. Let's take a moment then with the cars all mostly in the pits to try and have a look at the driver standings. This, of course, is the round 10, but ideally it's the 16th race of the season, so the championship very important at this stage. It is Curly Warley on top of the standings at the moment. He has 130 points on the board. He has a 36-point lead as we watch Davidos come across the line, and he pops up into 6th position, 3/10 from the pole position, as a lot of drivers start their outlaps as we get ready for the finale here in qualifying. But it is Curly Warley on top of the driver standings with 130 points. He's a 36-point lead to Sam in second. Iceman is third with 78 points. So then it's Theo in fourth, the Swedish driver. Dan is fifth, and the Portuguese driver Goods is sixth. Then it's Pitman seventh, Elite Game Boy is eighth in the standings. Flores and Gemzo ninth and 10th, the two Dutch drivers in the driver standings. But that 36-point lead looking very, very good for Curly Warley, and especially with him sitting second at the moment in the standings, and his nearest rivals not anywhere near him. So let's have a look. These drivers are on their outlaps at the moment. About to start one is Gemzo in a few moments time. Curly Warley winding up for one as he heads through the final couple of corners. Look at that, using all the racetrack on the left hand side to get the best exit possible, giving him as much speed as he can as he crosses the line. Let's take a lap then with Curly Warley around this Silverstone circuit with 2 minutes to go in the session. Flat out through turn one, through Abbey, one of the fastest corners, fastest turn ones on the calendar, through Farm and into the loop section. A lot of side-by-side action here. A lot of the times you see drivers trying to set moves up as you head down the Wellington Straight, as you're about to see. That's a DRS detection point, and there's the DRS zone, and Curly Warley opens up that DRS flap right now and down in towards the shallow braking zone of Brooklands. Not as heavy as you would expect given the length of the straight, and now into Luffield Corner. Curly Warley still second quickest, looking to go fastest of all to consolidate his championship advantage and really tighten his grip on the title crown and really put one hand on the trophy as he heads now through Cops Corner. The British fans cheering him on. And now down towards Maggots and Beckett's. A fantastic place to watch the cars if you stand down there. Brilliant, brilliant driving from Curly. Look at that, absolutely planted the Renault on rails now, and he might even get a tow from the car in front, but no, absolutely no way. Pitmat's giving him that as he now heads down the Hanger Straight into Stoll Corner. Again, a very high speed corner. And Curly Wurly absolutely pushing. Can he get any closer to James, or can he dip into the 1 minute 26s? It would take something special from Curly Wurly as he rounds the final couple of corners. It heads for the line, the rear end kicking out. Here goes Curly Wurly. Is he quickest? Oh, you better believe it. 1:26.882. 3/10s quicker than Jameso. Can anyone else get any closer? Here's the Eagle Killer rounding the final couple of corners. Half a minute to go in the session. Is he on a quick one? I'm not too sure. He is on one. Here goes the Eagle Killer. He pops up at the second. Very close to Curly Wurly, but not enough. Jameso drops to third. Here comes Iceman through the final part of the lap. Can he move up from fourth position on the grid? Get it onto the front row possibly? No, he can't. It's fourth for the moment. No major improvement. Eagle, what about him? He's fifth, and that's the end of his session. So we need to go to Jameso, who's coming through Chapel Corner, very, very close to the edge of the racetrack. It's so easy to spin it going through there. Jameso now in the Williams. Williams at their home circuit, of course, hoping for a good result. Here comes the Dutch driver, flying through Stowe and down towards the final couple of corners. Now onto the brakes he will go. Getting onto the apex, absolutely spot on from Jameso. This is looking good. A little kick of oversteer as he heads for the line. Can the Flying Dutchman go quickest? No, he can't. It's second, just a tenth shy of Curly Wurly, and the championship leader is on top at the moment. Is he going even faster? Here goes Curly Wurly again. I do not think so. He's backed out of it. He's backed out of the lap. Diego Killer, he's about... Oh, he's nearly a full tenth up in his current best. It will need to be a special final sector if he wants to put the Toro Rosso on pole. Is there anyone else further round? We'll stick with Diego Killer for the moment. Here comes the Toro Rosso running very, very wide. And is that the end of his lap? Has he ruined the opportunity to go quickest? Sam pops up into fourth with a late effort. We've got one of the Saubers hitting the line in front, I think. Here goes Diego Killer. And it's third and no quicker for him. Iceman currently fifth. Curly Wurly looking pretty strong here, unless Iceman can pull something special out of the bag. He's coming round the final corner, the only man left that can go quickest, and he can only manage fourth, and the championship leader holds on to pole position, and you have to say, tightens his grip on the top spot. But there you go, the British Grand Prix qualifying is over. It's Curly Wurly on top for Renault with a 1 minute 26.882. He's 1/10 clear of Jameso in second and Diego Killer in third. The two Dutch drivers chasing down Curly Wurly, but not quick enough to upset the British fans on home soil. Iceman went fourth quickest, with Sam in fifth. Cherry Tupai a solid sixth for the Scotsman. The H Eagle was seventh. Elite Game Boy eighth. Davidos, the Polish driver, ninth, and the Portuguese driver RC Guigs rounds out the top 10. But we are expecting a wet race tomorrow at Silverstone. Will that really mix the field up? Will that cause a change in the pecking order? We'll find out in a few moments' time as we get set for the British Grand Prix. It's damp conditions. It looks like intermediate tyres will be the best bet. It promises to be a fantastic race. Incidentally, Flores, another Dutch driver, starting down at the back of the pack. He missed the qualifying session. He will take part in the race, and it'll be interesting to see if he can come charging through the field. So that will be one to watch as we wait for the drivers making their all-important setup changes. Of course, you can't really change your setup at all from qualifying to the race. So anyone that had a dry setup in qualifying yesterday might be in for a tricky afternoon here today in the race. But of course, the fuel being managed, of course, deciding if they want to run more or less. All these things, all these factors being considered by the engineers as we get ready for the start of the British Grand Prix. And Flores has just informed me actually that he doesn't have a setup, of course, because he's starting that far down, and he's actually just joined the session. He's got to start with the default setup. But here come the lights at Silverstone. The rerun of round 10. Curly Wurly on pole. Lights out, and away we go. They all get away gingerly from the grid in these damp conditions, but it is Curly Wurly leading on the way to turn 1. And are they on dry tyres? Is that right? Is that the game messing up? Are they all on dries? It looks like they are. We've got a car off in the background. Who was that? Sam, way off the road, but out in front it is Curly Wurly from Diego Killer moving up into second, side by side with Jameso. That track does look just about drying up. I've never seen anything like it. Dry tyres on a damp track. I've never seen this before, but it is Curly Wurly leading in these treacherous conditions, and we've got a Ferrari taking off in the background there. Who was that? But all plain sailing. They all seem to be making their way through the opening lap, and it's very tricky in these conditions. And round goes one of the Portuguese drivers. Oh, he's been collected, and all sorts of chaos as they all struggle for grip on these dry tyres. Was the intermediates the right call? Maybe not, but it is Curly Wally leading from Diego Killer second, Jameso in third, and Iceman in fourth as they all struggle round in these damp conditions. Override King, 5 second stop go penalty as Brown runs wide, and that allows Theo to go past him and up into 7th place. But really tough conditions for the drivers. I've never ever seen this before on this game, where they are all starting on dries with rain falling, and it makes things very, very difficult out there. You don't know where your braking points are, and it's especially difficult for the race leader Curly Wally. He's out in front. Everyone else is a reference point. They can use him as a reference as Jameso slides in the background there, going through slow corner, almost sending his car off the road. And this is what I'm talking about, the reference point that Curly Wally doesn't have. Diego dives up the inside. They're sliding so much in these damp conditions, and now Jameso finds a piece of the action, and he moves up into second. In fact, no, he's going to take the lead side by side with Curly Wally, and somehow Curly holds on. But look how close this is, and the damp conditions are creating all sorts of drama here at the end of the opening lap. Breathtaking stuff. Curly Wally leads from Jameso second, and Diego Killer is third. But this order is going to change corner by corner, let alone lap by lap, as the H-Eagle now struggles. It's like a sprint race, this, without the contact. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant action. Curly Wally, Jameso, Diego Killer, Cherry 2 Pie losing the rear end, and the Scotsman goes spinning. Will he collect anyone? Whoa! Remarkably, he doesn't. And this race, oh my goodness, and now he's collected someone. That's Guy the Guy, and out he goes. And that was a humongous accident. And now, out of the Grand Prix goes the Williams driver, and I have to say, that was almost certainly going to happen the moment Cherry 2 Pie lost that. And to be honest, the moment this race started in the most strangest conditions I've ever seen. Unbelievable. And this breathtaking race continues, 2 laps old. And how is Curly Wally coping out front? As I was trying to say moments ago before the action just took over. But Curly Wally, of course, he doesn't have a reference point. The rest of the field can use him as a marker, as a guide, as to where to brake, because the conditions are changing lap by lap, corner by corner. They're on the dry tyres, it's a damp track, and there you go, Curly Wally gets it wrong. Jameso a little bit early on the brakes, but he touched the grass, and Diego Killer almost finds a way past, but he catches him too quickly in the middle of the corner. And look at them all struggling through the final couple of corners. Curly Wally struggling the most. He doesn't have the reference, as I was talking about, and Jameso this time looks like he's got him in that final corner. He does have him. He takes the lead, and now Diego Killer has got no interest in hanging around. He goes past Curly as well into turn 1, and it's Jameso leading from Diego Killer. It's a touch 1-2 at Silverstone. The British fans are soaking, and they're not too happy either, because their British fan favourite Curly Wally's dropping down. Or is he? He goes side by side with Diego Killer now, banging wheels through the loop section. Iceman fancies a piece of it as well now. This has been a sensational start to this race. I cannot keep up with this. Unbelievable. Jameso now leads from Diego Killer, and Curly Wally drops to third. Iceman under pressure from Theo in fourth, and Overnight King in 6th position. Oh wow, what a start to this race. You just cannot write this stuff. Absolutely incredible. A lot of the guys on soft tyres should expect to be running better, because in these conditions it's just a game, it's not a real life thing. The harder compound is the better compound to be on. It just seems that the harder the tyre, the more grip you have. And look at that, Overnight King proving that point as he goes side by side with the Ferrari of Theo, down into Magnus and Beckett's. Shut your eyes, folks, this could get messy. Oh, and somehow there's no contact, but Overnight King really is the man on the move here. He's tucked right up behind of Theo, and look at Curly Wally in 3rd position, just up ahead. He's struggling more than anyone out there. The championship leader, his race is unravelling here as the 2 Dutchmen dance off into the distance, Jameso and Diego Killer. But at the moment, this light rain is not enough for the intermediate tyres. And now look, Overnight King on those harder tyres, on the soft, goes side by side with Theo. He sweeps round the outside, and it's no contest really. And Overnight King, his odds are quickly shortening here for a chance at a shock victory. Way down in the championship, his first, well, I think it's his first real race. I think it's his 2nd race when I looked at the standings earlier. A couple of did not starts, and look at this, he's up into 5th place, and has got a real chance of upsetting the odds here. As the battle continues in 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Iceman making an error there, and is that Overnight King the next victim for him? It looks like it, side by side with Iceman, going through, whoa, into the Wellington Straight, and there was nearly more contact there. And I think Guy the Guy, by the way, who's out of this Grand Prix, is okay. He's been taken to the medical centre, a few checks, but he is okay, he is fine after that massive shunt with the stricken cherry 2-pie in the middle of the road on the Wellington Straight. A real flashback to Kimi Raikkonen's crash at Silverstone in 2014, but Lord Kink now, his latest victim, looks like it's going to be Iceman. It's a matter of time before he comes past. Lap 4 out of 26, and it has been a thrilling opening, a classic opening. I've never seen anything like it, and now Lord Kink closes into the back of Iceman, and you can see the confidence, you can see the extra grip that he has over that McLaren. It's just a matter of time before he comes past him, you have to feel. So, Lord Kink onto the tail of Iceman. Is there any way he can make a move and make it 3 Dutchmen in the top 4? Doesn't look like it yet, but he's getting a fantastic exit out of Stowe Corner. Surely he's going to be up the inside, and we've got a pit stop here. Iceman, is he the first man to blink for a set of intermediates, or is he going to go for a set of softs? That would be interesting. He'd actually be the second man to go in a set of inters, because actually we've got Davidos, the Polish driver, out on there on inters, and that does not look like he's doing very well on those at all, does it? So I hope, for the sake of Iceman, he doesn't fit a set of inters. We're about to find out what he fits as he comes into the box now, up onto the jacks. Is it a set of softs? Indeed it is a set of softs, so there you go. As I thought, he goes onto the softs, and that might well be a wise choice, because he was seeing the pace of Lord Kink behind him, who is now right on the tail of the championship leader, Curly Worley, and he's surely going to make this stick with no problem at all. Side by side as they reach Brooklands Corner, Curly Worley surely has no answer, and flying past goes the Dutchman. It's a Dutch 1-2-3 at Silverstone. The Dutchmen have taken control of this race. And the British fans, can you hear them? You certainly cannot, but that small contingent of Dutch support, they are ringing in my ear. They're absolutely delighted. It's Gemso, Diego Killer, and Lord Kink. 1, 2, 3, and the soft tyres are working to absolute perfection for Lord Kink in 3rd position. Let's have a look at Flores, who's up from the back of the grid, by the way, folks, into 6th position. There's been so much else going on, and I've not had a chance to watch the progress of the Dutch driver. He's onto the tail of field. Is he about to make it? 4 Dutch drivers in the top 5, quite possibly. Here he comes then, going to the outside on the Ferrari, side by side towards Stowe Corner. And Flores, can he sweep right round the outside of the Ferrari? Oh, he can! Look at that! That's almost the perfect move. A little kick of oversteer, and he can't quite make it stick. Runs onto the grass and has to try the outside now at the penultimate corner. And this race has just been absolutely incredible. It's Lord Kink now setting another fastest lap, proving the point about those soft tyres. A 1:41.9, well quicker than anyone else. Let's have a quick look at the lap times. There it is, folks. There is the proof in the pudding. A 1:41.9, the only man in the 41s. Gemso, to be fair to him, to have done a 42.2 on those tyres is pretty impressive. So he looks like he might be able to take the fight to the flying Lord Kink at the moment, but he, on those soft tyres, has got to be a real threat for victory this afternoon. And right now, he is absolutely flying. And of course, we've seen Iceman come into the pits from 3rd position or 4th position. When he saw Lord Kink onto his tail, he's now put on the soft tyre. That could be a wise choice later on. He could get a couple of these super soft runners, or more than a couple, quite a few of them later on in this Grand Prix, because as long as this race stays dry enough for this compound, you're going to have to make a pit stop. You have to make a pit stop, no doubt about that. And that was a good decision, I feel, to go onto the soft tyres from Iceman. We'll see how his progress as the race goes on, but Lord Kink at the moment, what a performance this is. Is Dan the Snake now making moves on his soft tyres up into the top 10, passing TG, his teammate. I don't know if he let him through or not, but up into the top 10 goes Dan the Snake, and now onto the tail of Pitmac he will go. And is the Force India driver going to be under any serious pressure as they head down towards Stowe Corner? Not on this occasion, and he's running a little bit wide there, Pitmac, and closing is Dan the Snake. TG keeping them honest, but is Pitmac going to make a move here? Oh, sorry, is Dan the Snake going to make a move? No, not quite, but you can see that he has so much more grip. And is he now on the exit of the final corner going to make a move into turn 1? Look at the difference in speed. He pulls alongside, and is he going to make the move on Pitman into turn 1? Oh, that's brave. Through turn 1 in slightly damp conditions, Pitman tries to hold him off, but there's nothing he can do, and the Sauber dances past, and here comes the other Sauber up the inside as well, almost taking his teammate in the bargain, and no, he cannot. make his way past Pitmat now, going side by side with TG, and Pitmat dropping down past the two Saubers, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in Switzerland Peter Sauber will be jumping for joy. As Overnight Kick now is on a charge, and he's already caught Diego Keller, his fellow countryman. He's going to try and go right round the outside through Woodcote Corner. He cannot quite do it, but as I keep saying, you saw down the snake, and now you're watching Overnight Kick on the softs as well. So much more traction, so much more confidence, so much more grip as he goes through Copse Corner on the exit, side by side into Maggots. And is he going to make it stick? He sure is, and up into second position now goes the Dutchman, Overnight King. And Gemso, you have to feel he's putting up a valiant effort out front, putting in some solid times, but he looks like a sitting duck, especially as those super softs continue to wear the delta between the super softs and softs. It's just going to get higher and higher and higher. And will Gemso bail for a set of softs sooner rather than later? Because if he doesn't, he might be under pressure from the likes of Iceman, believe it or not. As Overnight King continues. Let's have a quick look at the gaps from the top to the bottom. So let's have a quick look now at Gemso compared to Iceman. He's 28 seconds in it. I know it's a long pit lane. I don't know how long the delta is exactly, but it is a very long pit lane. So we do need to keep an eye on that. As Curly Wurly now bails out of the super softs, is he now going to fit a set of those soft tyres, or is it Inters? I'm seeing Inters come out the blankets down at Toro Rosso. What are they doing down at Renault? Is it softs? It is softs, but can he cover off Iceman? Because the Iceman was the first man to realise that this had to change when he saw Overnight King climbing over his tail. His Iceman called this really well and going to jump ahead of Curly Wurly. He is going to jump ahead of him, and he's going to jump ahead of him comfortably. Look at the difference. There you go. Good decisions from Iceman. He'll be regretting the fact he never started on those soft tyres. As Brain now goes on to a set of mediums. You know what they say, the harder the compound the better, so that could work well for him, the German driver. But look at the difference out front, the gap coming down and down and down, and it's just a matter of time here before Overnight King goes on to pass Gemso. Remember, he started quite far down the field. Let's have a quick look just to be sure, a quick refresher. 14th, 15th on the grid, I think. Up 13th, so 14th, no 15th, 15th position. So he'll climb up into the lead of the race, and that is an incredible climb up the grid from Overnight King. Surely Gemso is going to either pit or just try and cling on. There's nothing he can do because the flying speed here of that Mercedes on those soft tyres. Gemso, is he coming in? He stays out, and this is going to hurt Gemso. He needs to think about his race with the other guys that have come in and fitted softs. That's Iceman, that's Curly Wurly, and you can see on the left hand side the gap between Iceman and Curly Wurly is around 4 and a bit seconds. So Iceman's gained so much time there as we now have a yellow flag, but we cannot watch that yellow flag at the moment because Overnight King is absolutely flying as the rain continues to fall here at Silverstone, tantalisingly close to intermediates. Look at the traction, look at the grip. He dives for the inside now on Gemso. Is he going to make the move stick? Gemso hangs it out on the outside. He now is the inside for the next part of the loop, but Overnight King gets the traction. Whoa, gets a huge kick of oversteer coming out of there as well. Side by side at any moment now. Opens up the DRS on that Mercedes. Remember, it's still dry enough for dry tyres, so it's still dry enough for the DRS as well, and somehow Gemso holds off, but he runs wide. Slight contact, and onto the lead from way down in 14th position goes Overnight King, and he slips and slides his way out of Luffield through Woodcote into the lead of this race. A majestic strategy, a majestic drive. Easy overtakes, one by one he's picked them off, and he now is in the lead, and Gemso is going to slip back agonisingly here, and he has to come into the pits and fit a different set of tyres if he wants to win this, because Overnight King on those softs is just going to disappear into the distance. Lap 9 out of 26. Well, I could write a book on the opening 9 laps. To be honest with you, it's been absolutely sensational. Overnight King leads, Gemso is second, it's Diego Keller in third, Flores is up to fourth. Remember, he started right out at the back. Remarkably, he is on super softs. He's not even doing this on softs, folks. He's doing this on super softs, this climb through the field. It's absolutely remarkable what he's doing. The HE Eagle is in fifth, and he's coming in now. He's had enough of the super soft tyres. He's realised that that is not the tyre to be on. Oh, he's coming in, knocking down the marker board on the way in, and he has got it slowed down enough not to get a penalty, thankfully for him. Somebody else has come into the pits, I think, in front of him. No, that was Sam, who's a lap down, I think, who came in just ahead. Is it? I think it is. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it was Sam. but I think he's disconnected from the session. We've lost Dan the Snake, we've lost David Essom, and we lost Guy the Guy with a humongous shunt, of course, if you don't remember, with Cherry Tupai on that Wellington straight. As Curly Wurly pumps in a new fastest lap of the race on the soft tyre, proving that the soft is the quicker tyre to be on. But at the moment, it's all plain sailing for Overdrive King out front. He started on the softs and he's reaping the benefits from it. Lap 10 out of 26, he's in control and he's pulling away from Diego Killer in second. And it is Flores in third. What has happened to Gemzo? Has he had an off? Why is he down in 5th position? I think Gemzo has been off the road somewhere in that first sector in these tricky conditions, and down into 5th place goes Gemzo. Not at all what he was hoping for. Yep, he's not made a stop, so he's had an error. And those guys on Super Softs really starting to ache now. And a few of the field have gone on to Inters. Cass and Brown in 14th and 15th. How are they getting on out there? We'll need to keep an eye on how they get on. As Cherry Tupai sets a new fastest lap on the mediums. I think the medium tyre might be the tyre to go on here, and that might explain why these super soft runners are staying out. They want to stay out as long as they can so they can fit medium tyres and run as deep into this race as possible. But this weather is really throwing up an absolute shock here. It's just throwing a cat amongst the pigeons, and Overdrive King is now in an incredible position where he could win this race. Unbelievable. Who would have thought it? Now the British fans, they've been treated to an absolute belter so far. And I think we need to go and watch James, who's now on the back of Theo. No, they're all coming in. Yeah, they're all coming in, these super soft runners. Diego Killer, Theo, Gemzo, Pitmat, all in. Will it all be mediums? Diego Killer's gone for softs. Gemzo softs, Theo softs. They're all going for softs, surprisingly. I thought maybe the engineers would have changed that up a little bit when they saw that fastest lap from Cherry Tupai on the mediums, but no. They've not done that. And Brain, look at Brain here on those medium tyres. He climbs up ahead of Diego Killer, up into 6th place. Wow. Now, can he close in on Curly Wurly? That'll be interesting, as Curly Wurly closes in on Iceman now. And Iceman's had a horrible few laps. 4 seconds closed up as quickly as that, and the World Championship leader is going to set about getting himself back on top here. He's going to go up the inside of Iceman into Brooklyn's corner and through into 4th position. He goes. Flores and TJ up ahead, yet to stop, and through goes Curly Wurly. Will he have to stop again though? I'm not sure how the tyre wear is at Silverstone. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But Overdrive King, 11 laps he's done on the softs, he's still going, so we'll need to keep an eye on that to gauge how far Curly can go, and Iceman can go as well. But Iceman, of course, he was in very early on those soft tyres, so it will be tricky for him. As Overdrive King now, he's coming in, so 11 laps then, so you'd expect Curly Wurly to have to pit again, so surely Overdrive King will fit a set of mediums. Flores and TG coming in as well. Will they fit medium tyres? Credit to Flores, real credit to him. He's came from the right from the very back, and he's only 5 seconds behind Overdrive King as they come into the pits. What a fantastic drive from him. The Dutch drivers setting this race alight. You'd expect the British drivers loving the rain. They get a lot of rain on in Silverstone and in Britain in general, and they're unable to match the Dutch drivers here today so far. So Flores and Overdrive King, and Overdrive King does go for the medium tyre, as I suspected he might. Curly Wurly now takes the lead of this race, but how long can he stay out on those softs, and how long can he hold on with Iceman as well on those soft tyres? But the Brain, is he the man now in the box seek to challenge those guys and take the victory to them, as Diego Killer comes out of the pits on... Oh, he's not come out of the pits, he's on soft tyres. He's been going a while. Flores, of course, has come out of the pits on a new set of softs. The Eagle right behind him. Overdrive King's come out in 7th place on the mediums. It's hard to keep up with this, I'm not going to lie folks. I have no idea what's going on half the time here. So many different strategies being played out. But Curly Wurly come in very early, remember folks, for a set of softs. Not as early as Iceman might enough. And Iceman, of course, now really starting to struggle on his soft tyres, and he will have to come in again, and so will Curly Wurly, I would think. So is the Brain, is the man with the brainy strategy, now the man that looks likely to win this race? But maybe not, because Diego Killer is right on his tail, and the Brain under pressure runs very wide going through Cops, and Diego can smell blood here. It's Holland versus Germany, no love lost between those two nations. And Diego Killer closing in. Is he going to now have a run on the Haas driver coming out of Chapel? Oh, you better believe it. Look at the run he's got. The DRS open on the Toro Rosso. The Brain tries to get defensive. What about the inside? Is there any way through for the Eagle Killer? He dives for the inside. Can he make it stick? He sure can, and up he goes into third position, and Brain is relegated into fourth place. And it's now the ever-changing picture with Curly Wurly, Iceman and Diego Killer, your top three. And there is the tyres the drivers have chosen. Curly Wurly softs, Iceman softs, Diego Killer softs, Brain on mediums, Eagle on softs. So we get a change of position there between Jameso and Pitmat. Oh, that's close. That is very, very close between those two. Heading down towards turn one. Jameso versus Pitman, and Jameso looks like he's made the move and up into 9th place. But he's quite a distance behind Override King, who I still believe might be the favourite for this race. But then again, Brain has managed to undercut him by going very early onto mediums. Because as you can see, he has pitted, so Brain might be the man to beat here all of a sudden. And what about the Eagle Killer? What lap did he pit? Let's have a quick look. When did the Eagle Killer make a stop? It's so hard to keep up with this. He came in on lap 10 for a set of softs. So he's on fresh softs as well. So can he make them last to the end of the race? Because if he can, he might be able to win this. Iceman and Curly, I think they were in too early. Let's have a look when Curly came in. Curly Wurly was in at the end of lap 7. So that's a very tall order. Iceman was in even earlier than that. I don't even need to check. There's no way they two will make the end of this race. They're going to be really struggling out there. So can Eagle, the Eagle Killer, make this race, make these tyres last to the finish and pick up a victory here? Possibly. It will be interesting to see if he can. But the Brain in fourth, struggling a little bit on his mediums as now Override King is on the move. He's right up behind Eagle. Is he going to dive to the outside? He for me is still the race favourite, and he proves it right round the outside of the Eagle, going through Stowe Corner. So much more grip, so much more confidence, and he moves up into 5th place. And I can't see it in 5th for much longer because the Brain on those struggling out there on those old medium tyres is going to be under real pressure. Diego Killer sits a new fastest lap though, a 1:39.8. Maybe he is the man with the pace. It's Flores now, 39.6. Sets a new fastest lap on the soft tyre. So is it softs? Is it mediums? What's the tyre to go for? We're going to find out as the laps tick by. But at the moment, Override King looks like the man on a mission, and Diego Killer as well, looking pretty solid too. Jameso now, he's got his way onto the tail of Theo. So that's going to be one to watch. Can he find a way past the Ferrari ahead? Running down towards Brooklands Corner. It doesn't look likely as they hit the brakes for Brooklands now, and it's still Theo 8th with Jameso 9th, Pitmat in 10th, TG is 11th, and Theo running a little bit wide there, taking the karting line. Absolutely the way to go through there. Jameso now, the Dutch driver, getting onto the tail of him, and it's Theo, a sitting duck. As Override King is now on the back of the Brain as well, but Jameso looks noticeably closer to Theo. So that looks like the battle to watch for now. 12 laps to go, and what has been a nail-biting, a thrilling and exciting race that has had absolutely everything apart from a change to intermediate tyres, to be honest with you, which I expected quite early on. It's yet to come. This rain is just enough rain to cause some problems, and the car's sliding around as now Jameso gets the better of Theo in a straight line. Does he have the better on the brakes? He does. He sweeps past the Ferrari driver, and the prancing horse is no longer prancing, and through goes Jameso up into 8th place, and the Williams driver is a man on the move as we now watch Override King onto the back of the Brain, and the Brain's medium tyres noticeably more worn than Override King. And is he going to slingshot past then through Farm and into the loop section, up the inside into 4th place, through he goes. And now up ahead they've got the 3 soft runners. Diego Killer though, I would say his main threat, because he has already caught Iceman, who's been on those tyres for quite some time. I think Iceman needs to consider a pit stop to go onto another set of softs or a set of mediums in a couple of laps time, as Cherry 2 Pie picks up another 3-second type penalty. It's been a nightmare afternoon for him. I'm surprised he wasn't wiped out when he collided with Guy the Guy at the start of the race, who was of course wiped out, as Diego Killer now sets up a move on Iceman. Surely it's a matter of time before he finds a way past. Through Cops they go. It's nowhere near flat in these conditions. You can hear the engine note just dying away through there, and there is no more trickier conditions than this. The crossover point between dry and wet, and of course we've seen Jenson Button, he's a master in these conditions, and right now a few drivers out there are staking a claim to be recognised in that same category, And Diego Killer now onto the back of Iceman. Is he going to dive past up the inside? Oh, that was close. As he through, Iceman trying his best to cling on, but he can cling on no more. And Diego Killer moves up into second place. And now Curly Wurly is next on his radar. And I'm not going to lie, I think that is almost a formality before he finds a way through there. Almost certain to find a way past him as well. But Iceman, he was the easier target. He's been on those softs longer. And Diego Killer moves up then with 10 laps to go into that second place. So let's have a quick rundown then with 10 to go of the field. It's Curly Wurly in the lead. It's Diego Killer in second. Iceman runs in third. Override King in fourth and on the move and looking like personally my race favourite here this afternoon. CC Brain is in fifth. It's the H Eagle in sixth. Flores is seventh. He started down at the back. His countryman and friend in the ULC Championship. And teammates of course in the ULC Championship for Race Stars Netherlands. 7th and 8th, Flores and Gemso. Theo is 9th and battling hard with Pitmat in 10th. That rounds out your top 10. We'll go to the rest in a minute and we'll keep an eye on this as Pitmat now lines up Theo going down towards Brooklyn's corner. The fans in the grandstand anticipating a move here. They've been washed out, they've been soaked to the skin here at Silverstone as they so often are year on year, but they keep coming back and enjoying the action, and they've been treated to a brilliant race here this afternoon as now Pitmat goes side by side with Theo through Brooklands and down towards the old turn one of Cops Corner. Down the national pit straight they go. Pitmat having a look but still stuck there behind Theo, but what a fantastic run he's got out of there. Theo a little bit wide. They're going to go side by side into Maggots, are they? In the background TG watches on. He's got a perfect view. Get the popcorn out TG, you've got a great view of this mate. As Pitmat gets right under the tail of Theo, and surely now he's going to complete this move down the straight. Pitmat right up behind Theo underneath the bridge and along the hanger straight towards the braking zone, and again he's left frustrated. He cannot get any closer. And is he going to slingshot out of here and make a move into the penultimate corner? He looks like he is here. Pitmat in the Force India dives for the inside, lets Theo know he's there, but Theo's not interested in opening the door and he remains stuck behind in 10th position. So it is TG 11th, it is the Portuguese driver RC Guigs in 12th, it's Elite Game Boy in 13th, Cherry Coupe after that, monstrous shunt with Guy the Guy is 14th, Brown down in 15th, it's Cass 16th and Sam having a nightmare in 17th, he's actually disconnected from the session. Dan the Snake did not finish, as did Davidos and Guy the Guy, as I've mentioned, in that massive shunt. It's Flores now and the Eagle do battle, and Flores moves up into 6th place ahead of him but gets a 3-second time penalty for running wide on the exit of that corner, and now the Eagle will be right on his tail as CC Brain, his tyres really starting to struggle on those mediums, really dying away, not working out at all for him, and he's going to start to be swallowed up by the chasing pack behind, I think, as Overdrive King moves into range now on Iceman as they go flying through Cop's corner. And look at that, you could just tell there watching the camera how much more grip Overdrive King had. He was right on the inside, tight to the curb, and Iceman was nowhere near it, and here we go through Maggots and Beckett's, and now he'll line it up through Chapel and complete the move down the hanger straight, almost a certainty. Here he goes, up behind the McLaren, Overdrive King, about to move into the top three, side by side he goes, and as they go flashing through the camera screen, he moves up into 3rd position, and now can he get after Diego Killer? This is quickly turning into a race between those two for the victory, I feel. Diego Killer, this is Overdrive King, the two Dutch drivers. But at the moment, Curly Wurly, to be fair to him, the championship leader, is in control. He still has the lead, a 1.1 second lead, but that is dipping down lap by lap, moment by moment, as Flores now makes a move on the Brain, who's really starting to struggle, as I mentioned moments ago, on the medium. So Flores passes the Brain, and Flores has been a momentous drive from the back of the pack up into 5th place. Fantastic job from him, a contender for driver of the day, but you have to say Overdrive King, he might just get there ahead of him. There's been so many position changes, such a topsy-turvy race. A real AOR F2 classic if you ask me. I've not even commentated on an AOR F2 race before. I've never seen an AOR F2 race before, but I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty damn sure this is going to go up there as one of the greatest of all time. It has been an absolute barnstormer of a race. So Brain in 6th, Eagle is 7th, Gemso in 8th and Theo in 9th, with Pitmat still stuck behind him, no way through just yet for Pitmat, and he's getting increasingly frustrated now behind that Ferrari driver. He wants to get a move on. There's a 4.5 second gap ahead of Theo to the other guys, and he could really do with making the move here and trying to chase them down, because I feel the medium tyre is the one to be on, I really do, and Overdrive King is proving that. But meanwhile out front they have to go there because Curly Wurly's reign out in the lead of this Grand Prix is about to come to an end, I feel, because he just does not have the tyres to compete with Diego Killer. Mind you, let's have a quick look before we do start covering the battle that's about to commence. It was lap 8 that Curly Wurly came in, and Diego Killer came in on the end of lap 10 and start of lap 11, so actually there isn't as much as I thought between those two on tyres. Override Kink in third, remember, on the medium, so he should have the tyre advantage come the end of this race as this light rain, this light drizzle continues to fall. I'm looking at the weather radar and I tell you, it's not changing, it's just this light drizzle that wants to keep passing by the circuit, creating all sorts of problems for the teams. They have got spotters out there watching the weather, but at the moment they're useless because this light rain is causing so many problems, so many struggles. I can see out my commentary box window all the fans out there, they've all got their umbrellas up, they're all wearing their ponchos. It is still raining lightly, and you can see down in the engineers on the pit wall all sticking out, doing it the old fashioned way, hand out of out the window, or in their case out over the pit wall to feel for any rain. And of course it is still raining, but somehow it is still dry tyres out there. Pit map's actually dropped to 11th, unseen by us, but we need to keep an eye on Curly Wurly and Diego Killer out in front. Is Curly Wurly going to hold on for much longer? Diego Killer, that Toro Rosso, really starting to gain. He's homing and homing in on the back of Curly Wurly. And is he going to make that move? He really about to slingshot out of here. We've seen Overdrive Kink make a move on Iceman here moments ago. Here comes Diego Killer then onto the back of Curly Wurly. Are the British fans about to experience heartbreak here? Diego Killer, the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman, on a charge, as is Overdrive Kink behind. Diego Killer knows he has to complete the move very, very soon, or that man behind Overdrive Kink on the mediums will close in as Gemzo now makes a move up into 7th place on the Eagle. We cannot watch that because the battle for the lead is really starting to mount here. Look at this, Diego Killer pushing Curly Wurly through the final corner. He's desperate to find a way through. 3 seconds the gap between the leader and Overdrive Kink. Overdrive Kink really starting to gain on these two. Diego Killer needs to complete the move. He has a look on the inside, but Curly Wurly is wise to that. He covers it as best he can, and the frustration continues to mount for Diego Killer because he knows that Mercedes, that silver arrow of Overdrive Kink is coming. Through onto the Wellington Straight they go. Diego Killer still stuck behind Curly Wurly. You've got to hand it to Curly Wurly. This has been a very defensive, very impressive drive at the moment. Up against it basically from the start of this race. When he saw the tyre compounds going on from other drivers, it's been a real struggle. He's made some moves on Iceman in particular to get back up into the lead place, and Diego Killer gets a huge moment coming out of Luffield and through Woodcote, and Curly Wurly gets an extra bit of breathing space, and that all helps the Mercedes team. That all helps Overdrive Kink on those mediums. That helps him to close his odds shortening lap by lap here as Diego Killer corner by corner can't find a way past that Renault, and Curly Wurly really defending hard and keeping that car just in front at the moment. Diego Killer, as they go down the straight, is he this time close enough to make a move? The DRS is open, the DRS is still active, but no, he remains stuck, and under 2 seconds now is Overdrive Kink. He's taking around a second a lap out of these two as they battle. Curly Wurly feels the need to get defensive again, and again Diego Killer not close enough. 6 laps to go, and this race is really hotting up. Will it be Curly Wurly? Will it be Diego Killer? Will it be Overdrive Kink? One of these three is going to take victory here at Silverstone in the rerun of round 10 in the championship. It is effectively the 16th race of the season. It has been an absolute classic. Do not go anywhere, folks. It is going to be a thrilling finale. Curly Wurly continuing to hold up Diego Killer, and look at Overdrive Kink coming. I think what's helping Curly Wurly here is Diego Killer's actually only got 2 lap younger tyres, whereas Overdrive Kink is on medium tyres. He's going longer, and of course I think he came in a little bit later than these two as well, so all pointing towards Overdrive Kink for a famous victory from 14th on the grid. Would you believe it? As Curly Wurly gets very wide, this is the chance. Diego Killer on the inside. Oh, they nearly made contact. Oh, unbelievable drama here at Silverstone. Lap 21 and a 26. They go flying through Woodcote corner. Somehow Curly Wurly still holds the lead after that slight understeering moment through Luffield, and Diego Killer is going in for the kill. Here we go then, heading up towards Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, this is close stuff. Diego Killer pushing the limits as now override kick gets closer and closer. He knows he has to complete this move now. He has to try something as he gets a huge kick of oversteer on the curb. Nearly spat him into the crest there and would have been a huge accident for the Eagle Killer. Somehow he holds on, and Curly Wally again holding on at the end of that straight. That Renault has got some straight line speed, and you have to feel he must be running a dry setup from qualifying. Of course he put the car on pole yesterday with that dry setup, and he's still holding on at the moment. It's been one of those races where it just rains and rains but doesn't rain enough for a set of intermediate tyres, and they are my favourite races because you get so much drama, so much excitement. It's wet enough to cause chaos but not wet enough to turn the DRS off, and I just love that factor. I think it's brilliant. And here goes Diego Killer now up the inside, maybe on Curly Wally. He tries the outside this time. He's already tried the inside. Now the cutback. It's all about setting it up. Is he having a look here? Oh, I'm surprised by that one. Oh, that's why. Override kick's right there. I didn't even realise. Override kick close right onto the tail of Diego Killer, and surely he becomes the favourite for this race now. If Diego Killer cannot pass Curly Wally now, override kick will become the strong favourite for this victory. No idea who's going to win this. Curly Wally, Diego Killer and override kick, all knocking lumps out of one another. In the closing lap, Diego Killer tries the inside. He rubs wheels alongside the Renault. He's made it stick, has he? He bang wheels again through Woodcote Corner. Absolutely incredible. And out of the cockpit from Diego Killer. Side by side on the run into Cops Corner. Diego holds the advantage. He starts into the lead. He knew he had to make that move before the Mercedes got to him. And unbelievably, Diego Killer basically bumps and brushes his way past Curly Wally. Was it fair? Was it not? It might go to the stewards. They were banging wheels, but for me it was borderline fair and just about acceptable. That's racing sometimes. Now Curly Wally has to switch his attention to behind because override kick is on his tail. He's moving left, moving right. Can he find a way through? Going into Stoke Corner. No, he cannot. And Diego Killer will be hoping and praying he cannot find a way past Curly Wally. Brown is out of this Grand Prix. He is retired. And now up the inside goes override kick. Will he complete the move on Curly Wally? They bang wheels for the second time. Curly Wally is having to get his elbows out, but it's to no avail, it would seem. How is it? Yes, it's to no avail. Up into second place goes override kick. And now Diego Killer, he was the hunter of Curly Wally. He's now going to be the hunted because override kick on those mediums is surely going to be the man to beat from here. Surely he is, as Curly Wally has another late lunge on override kick. He knows his chances of victory are done, but he has to remember the World Championship is his main goal. His 36-point lead looking good. It's looking like it's going to be extended. He looks like he's going to be champion this season. So Curly Wally, another podium, that's what he wants. Of course he wants to win the race, but this afternoon in these tricky conditions he's been up against it really. You got to be fair, he's been up against it because a lot of it was down to the tyres choices at the start. Override King's proved that, but fair play to him for choosing the tyres that he chose starting outside the top 10. He's made it work, and now can he pull off a famous victory as the Brain and Eagle do battle down in 7th and 8th position. I'm sorry folks if you watch this back and you can't find any of your overtakes because there's been so much going on. It's been so hard to keep up with as the Eagle now tries to come back at the Brain, who's been on those mediums for so long. Cannot find a way past. And the Brain holds on to that 7th place as the H-Eagle tries to come back at him. Meanwhile behind, Pitmat has got ahead finally of Theo. And TG's now got himself onto the tail of that group as well as Gemso now. I just don't know where to look at the moment. Let's have a look at Gemso then. The Dutch driver onto the back of Iceman. Is he going to move into the top 5? On the inside, Iceman very brave on the brakes, fair play to him there, holds his ground, holds that 5th position, but for how much longer? Gemso now tries the inside on the brakes, late dive, late lunge up the inside, oh, and Iceman holds on, and still he holds on to that 5th place. Good driving from Iceman, he's determined to cling on, doing a good job as Brain in 6th, and the Eagle in 7th, Gemso 6th, Eagle Brain 7th and Eagle in 8th all do battle, but look how close he is this time, Gemso. Oh, he caught him too quickly, but is he now going to have a look up the inside into the loop section? He is, and still side by side they will go. Override Kick's about to take the lead, I think, but we have to stay here for now. And Iceman somehow keeps his car in front. They go side by side, Iceman and Gemso. Gemso forced onto the curb, and Iceman holds on. Oh, we got a huge accident, an absolutely enormous accident. Iceman's out of the race. And Gemso somehow isn't, but he's lost his front wing and he is out of the points. But meanwhile, out at the front, we will recap what's just happened there in dramatic circumstances in a moment. But we have to look at the battle for the lead. Override kick. Is he about to pull off a famous move to put him into position to win this race and pull off an absolutely majestic drive from 14th on the grid? He's onto the tail of Diego Killer. It's almost a certainty. The DRS opens up on that Mercedes. He will now close and close and close. He tries the inside. He's left no more room than what's acceptable. Almost a bit naughty there from Diego Killer. Oh, he taps him. Nearly a slight spin there for the Dutchman. Override kick. The two Dutch drivers dueling on the brakes. And override kick. Out breaks Diego Killer. Can he sweep through? Oh, side by side. This is so good, this action. I tell you what, I want more of this next week. And override kick takes the lead away, and now from 14th on the grid looks certain to pick up a famous victory here in AOR F2 on the PS4. What a move, what a drive. And I'm sorry, but I am applauding. Magnificent. Override kick takes the lead, and Diego Killer is second, and Curly Wurly, is he coming back at these guys now in third? Possibly. Flores fourth. Remember, he's came from the back. Great effort from him, as we now need to go down to the action further down. Theo and TG doing battle. And yeah, well, let's just recap what we just seen a minute ago there. Gemzo and I think it was Iceman, a big shunt, a huge shunt. The second time this afternoon we've seen an accident on that Wellington straight. Hopefully both those drivers are okay. Gemzo's still continuing, but big accident. I think it was one of those ones where you're struggling for grip, you're struggling for traction, and you lose a rear end, and then you slide into your opponent, and bang, there you go, the two of them off the road into the wall, and that was that. So a real shame there for those two. Gemzo out of the points now after what was a very exciting watch for him, a really good drive. I enjoyed watching that, but it's game over for Iceman. He was looking good earlier on for a solid result, and it's no point for him. He's out. Elite Game Boy is out as well. RC Sam, he's not really here. Brown out, Dan the Snake out, Davidos the Polish driver out, and Guy the Guy of course also out after that humongous accident between him and Cherry Tupac, who's actually on the fringes of the points now. But back out in the lead. Override King has taken the advantage. Can he stay there now? Let's have a look at his telemetry. He's got 0.48 fuel left. What has Diego Killer got? He's not any better. But I'm surprised actually that Override King, as we start the final lap, has not pulled out a gap bigger than this. But what a drive. What a drive. He is my driver of the day. I've decided it already. Special mention to Flores as well. He has put in a magnificent performance. Diego Killer too. But nobody can touch what Override King's done today. And there you go. They can have a little look at the position change on the left hand side. I mean, look at Flores, up 16 places. That is remarkable. That is remarkable. Up from the very back of the grid. Well done to him. But Override King, he's won the race. He's won the race. There's a time penalty there for Flores, interestingly. I'm going to have a quick look to make sure that the race leader doesn't have any penalties, because if he does, I don't want to look silly calling a penalty. He says he's got a stop go at the start there. I don't know if he's served. He must have served that, I would have thought. So here we go then. Override King from 15th on the grid. I think it's 15th. Is going to make the most incredible performance here. He's gone from the back. He's put on a set of softs at the start and then gone on to the mediums. He knows the hard tyre is the better in these conditions on this game, and he's made it work to absolute perfection. Here he comes in. The British fans know a good performance when they see it. They all rise to their feet. There's no British winner here today. It's a touch 1-2, but it's a momentous drive from Override Kick. He has got just a couple of corners to negotiate. They all rise to their feet in the grandstands. The Mercedes driver has put on a master show here today. He rounds the final corner and wins the rerun of the British Grand Prix. Diego Keller is second. Carly Worley is third in what has been an absolute classic. Flores is going to come home fourth, and I think he will, despite that penalty, keep that fourth from the back of the grid. Whoa! That's one way to finish. And he does come home in fourth. Brain in fourth actually gets ahead of him, and Eagle gets ahead of Flores too. So there you go, Flores dropping down at the end. Pitmat will see it 7th ahead of TG in 8th, and the Portuguese driver RC Goods in 9th. What a race! Theo sees it 10th, and Cherry Tupai, who is lucky to survive that massive accident with Guy the Guy at the start, comes home outside the points in 11th. It's Gemzo, who of course had also had a massive shunt with Iceman, who will come home in 12th on what was a fantastic day's racing. Possibly the greatest race I've ever had the pleasure of commentating on. A real joy to watch. It went right to the flag, and Gemso brings it home in 12th. Cass 13th, and Sam will see it home in 14th. He's 2 laps down, so Sam, of course, has left the game long ago as these cars now negotiate the final couple of corners. But well done to Overdye King. What a performance from him. Curly Wurly as well, up against it. To finish second in that situation is a very, very, very good result. He's got ahead of the Eagle Killer actually at the end. Did I see that? Did I catch that? There's so much going on. I don't even know if I caught that, so apologies if I didn't. There's so much going on in that race, and well done to Overdye King. He wins from 15th position on the grid here at Silverstone. And let's have a look at these podium scenes. One of sheer joy, sheer jubilation. It's a Dutch 1-2, well 1-3 actually, because Curly Wurly ended up second. And there you go, the celebrations, the trophy held aloft. What a performance. There's no way he would have expected that when he woke out from his bed this morning, to be tasting champagne after starting 15th. What a performance from Overdye King. He's my driver of the day. He's also your AOR F2 British Grand Prix race winner. Well done to him. He wins here at Silverstone, and it's Curly Wurly consolidating his championship advantage. There you go. There's the full results. He comes home in second. It was a penalty for the Eagle Killer. That's how he got behind him. So I didn't miss it, thankfully. It was just a penalty that caused that. Curly Wurly second. Good performance from him. The Eagle Killer in third, or case of what might have been for him. CC Brain, well, what a performance from him. The German driver, 17th in the grid. Another incredible performance. Absolutely wonderful from him. Again, making use of the medium tyre. The harder compounds worked for him. It worked for Overdye King, and that's how he got himself up into 4th position. So well done him. The H-Eagle was 5th. Flores was 6th. Pitmat 7th. 8th position for RC Guigs. 9th for TG_215. And 10th for Theo, the Greek driver, just getting into the points. Cherry Tupai, 11th position for him, outside the points. A massive accident he was involved in. Gemso as well, involved in one, finishing 12th. Cass, the last of the actual finishers, in 13th. The Mercedes of Sam did see the line, but he had disconnected long ago in 14th, and that explains why he's 2 laps down. The rest of them, well, they all retired. And of course, the most notable one, that massive accident for Guy the Guy on the 2nd lap. Hopefully he's recovering well, and we can see him next week at the next Grand Prix. Well, an absolute thriller, an absolute joy to watch. Well done to Overdye King. He wins the British Grand Prix from Curly Wurly in 2nd, and the Eagle Killer in 3rd. So that rounds it off. A fantastic Grand Prix here at Silverstone. The rerun of the race. I'm glad it was rerun and it wasn't run early in the season, because I don't think we would have had a race like that. So that's all from me. That's all from me, Ginger Andy, and I will see you next week in F2 at the same time of 8 o'clock for round 16, I think, or round 17 of the championship. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see you then.